Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to award season. This is the show where we talk about movies and television shows that we feel will be around for the award seasons, such as the Emmys, the Golden Globes, the SAG Awards, and the Oscars. This is award season. What do we watch this weekend?
We watched the new Netflix documentary on Naomi, Osaka.
Yeah, I got that as well. I saw that as well.
What's your first impressions of the documentary?
It was underwhelming. I feel like Naomi Osaka's documentary, she left a lot to be imagined. We didn't really get to know that much more about her than we already did. You know, we knew a lot of her timid behavior. We knew about her anxiety with the, with the press. You know, we knew about her boyfriend. We knew about her family. We didn't actually know that much about her family, but we didn't get to know that much about her family even in the documentary. So
it was kind of weird the way Netflix broke it down to 3 episodes.
Yeah,
and that which you classify that as a documentary?
It is 90 minutes plus, so yeah, it could be. It's kind of basically a film that was cut up.
Not to compare documentaries. Look at that compared to Mary J. Blige.
Yeah, Mary J. Blige felt like a one full solid piece, and even though there's way more to Mary's story, I feel like that we got to understand more about Mary that we didn't know.
Absolutely, definitely.
But I say Naomi Osaka, she's a wonderful girl. She is. I didn't know about the Kobe relationship. I didn't know about that part.
I didn't know about that.
So that's one thing about her. And then also the foundation she started in Haiti for her father's country, which is great. So there's a lot that she probably could have did more. But I guess it's in tune with her personality because Naomi Osaka doesn't really want to reveal that much. She actually isn't really one of those people who wants to talk a lot about herself.
She want to keep herself mysterious.
Yeah, and I think we should mind our business. That's kind of where I feel like with her, we just mind our business and accept her greatness because she's a great tennis player.
But I think in some ways Netflix was trying to capitalize on her press image in a way.
Yeah.
But to put this documentary out right now, but I don't thought it was.
You don't think it was coming out before this anyway? Like they've been filming her for like 2.5 years.
Yeah, but I'm saying that like most of the stuff I knew about her was about the press, but it was kind of underwhelming. Like I felt like a lot of things were not explained. Yeah.
You're right. Well, if you want to check out the Naomi Osaka documentary, it's on Netflix. It's 3 parts, and
they're pretty short episodes.
Leave in the comment section your thoughts on that documentary. Tell us what you think. We just told you what we think. Now, if you're an Insecure fan like I am,
so am I.
There are 2 teams. There are Team Molly, and then there is Team Issa. Who are you? I can tell for me, I'm definitely Team Issa. What about you?
I kind of feel like Molly in a way. Yeah. I see.
You see her perspective.
I see her perspective. I see.
Okay,
Molly's
please explain that because I feel like Molly's becoming slowly a villain in this show. Actually,
really?
Yeah.
You think she's sabotaging?
I feel like Molly is a bit of a bougie hater who has tendencies to see Issa, her friend, who she looks down upon, obviously, as someone who should just be happy to be around her. And when, Issa begins to have her own life and kind of like do her own thing, I don't feel like Molly is happy for her. I feel like Issa is genuinely happy for Molly when she's getting success in a relationship, and that's rare because Molly's usually in a turbulent situation. She's only had like 2 relationships on the show. She's basically
always struggling.
And the relationship that she had that was probably the longest relationship was with a married man, Now, the last relationship was with somebody who was trying to work with her, but ultimately she sabotaged that one. And the reason why she sabotaged that one is because she couldn't get out of her own way and she couldn't not assert her dick. Basically, she has a masculine personality. You know what I'm saying? Molly, yes, absolutely. She's a masculine character. And she's a woman who wants to be treated like a woman in one way, but then on the other way, she wants to run the show. She wants to be in charge.
I got you.
And it's not going to work that way, especially with somebody like the character. He obviously comes from money a little bit, but he's one of those guys who plays it like, I'm okay.
Talking about the
Asian guy.
Yeah,
he comes from money, or he comes from a family that's a little bit affluent. Like, so money isn't a thing that they're like worried about or whatever like that. It's not mentioned, whatever. It would be kind of like, it'd be crass to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But he's not broke. So basically, he's somebody who's successful in his own right. And she's treating him to some degree like, yo, you should be happy to be with me. And he's like, yo, hold up. I got my own stuff going on. I'm sacrificing for you. I'm doing things for you. Yet you're not even appreciating it, and you keep doing more. And it's like everything has to be about you. It ain't really about us. So she's more of an I person than a we or us person in relationships.
Yeah, I got you.
So I don't see how anybody could actually be team Molly. I can see how you can like Molly. Molly's cool as far as like, some certain aspects of her personality. She's cool, but I would never date her. I would never date a woman like that. Nah, dead.
So what do you think about Issa's situation where she's trying to get back with her ex?
Yeah.
But he finds out his previous girlfriend is pregnant.
That's a tough situation, and I think that
what do you think Issa should do now?
I feel like she's gonna have to move on. I mean, I feel like she's young enough where she's still, because she's like in her early 30s, I believe, in the character, either early 30s, late 20s. I feel like she's still, she's in the danger zone, if Kevin Samuels would say it. But I say she probably would need to hurry up to another relationship, or try to find a man that she can build a life with, because after 35, man, it's tough. So she has a lot of history with I forgot his name. What's the guy's name? The guy, yeah. Jay Ellis's character. I can't think of the character's name right now. I can't think of his name either. But anyway, that Lawrence, yeah. So she's got history with Lawrence. She obviously loved the guy, and it would be perfect. It might have actually worked this time, but I feel like it ain't gonna work because now the kid's in the fold, and he got another priority. The kid comes first. And then now and what's so crazy? I can't remember the woman he got pregnant. I think her name was Philippa or something like that, whatever. But then that female, she actually wasn't a bad match. They were a good fit. It just was like one of those things where I guess, it just faded away. It was kind of like a fadeaway. It really wasn't. It wasn't a clean break. It wasn't like they just broke up. They just kind of like faded away. It was kind of like they were losing either interest in each other or something. I can't recall exactly what happened, but it wasn't a bad break. So now that the child is involved, he could fall back into that situation just for the child, and it could work, and they could work as a substantial. Will that be the love of his life? No. But at the end of the day, there's a certain amount of duty that comes with, impregnating a woman. If you go raw dogging her, you're going to have to, pay the consequences.
You think he can maintain both?
No. He's got to give up. He's got to give up. He got to give up Issa. As a man, he's going to have to take care of that child. And the other female, who he had a good relationship, he's going to have to work it out with her, and he's going to have to move forward with her. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like it's a situation where he can have Issa just be subjected to having to deal with almost like a three-way relationship. And she's got options too. She's got, that light-skinned guy, I can't remember his name right now, the one who's bipolar. You know what I'm saying? So
he got some issues.
Yeah, so I mean, but it is what it is. She's still young enough. I feel like saying it. She's still young enough where she can find somebody else. And I feel like both those characters, they need to split apart finally.
I think she's in love with Lawrence.
Absolutely in love with him. But love is not going to last forever when you have complications like that, which is a child. A child is very, very big deal.
They kind of got back together before he found out about the other child.
Yeah, they did. But the child is in the fold now. She's not going to have an abortion, and I don't think she could have an abortion.
So based on that, how do you think the show's going to start this season?
I believe that Lawrence will be with the other woman. He will. And Issa will be dating someone, probably not the light-skinned guy. She'll be cat and mouse in that guy because, she's not going to just jump back into the fold with that guy. So now it's going to segue to her dating the light-skinned guy. I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name.
We'll put it down below. Yeah, but I can't remember his name. But I think she'll probably.
I think his real name is Kendrick.
Kendrick. That's probably the name of the show.
His real name.
Oh, okay.
His real name is Kendrick.
Maybe it shows. I don't know. But anyway, I feel like she's gonna probably move on, and I think he's gonna move on. But they're gonna stay connected because of love, and the baby's gonna come, and then maybe potentially he may part ways with the woman, pay child support, and be a good person. Just like I'm gonna take care of my kid, but I'm not gonna be with this woman. And there's a possibility that he and Issa may rekindle at that point when he's separate and he's the kids in this world. They realize that the woman and him are not going to be able to last. They're not going to be able to coincide. And because he doesn't really want to be with her, it's almost like he's settling for her at this point. So I think that's where it's going to flow.
And how do you feel about the other characters in the show, like as far as Amanda
I love all the characters in the show. My favorite character, I cannot remember her name right now, but that's the one. She's like, she's the funny comic relief one.
She's hilarious.
Oh man, she's hilarious, man. She should have her own show. I can't remember her name either, but yeah. Check out Insecure.
Yeah.
Black Monday. It's on Showtime. It stars Don Cheadle. It stars Regina Hall, Yasser Lester, Casey Wilson, Ken Marino, and it's one of those shows. It's hilarious. It's one of those good shows, comedies, and Black Monday is now in its third season. And have you heard about?
I heard the show, but what's the premise of the show?
Well, basically, it's dealing with 1987 crash, the financial crash, which is Black Monday, right? And the events that led up to it and the events that are after it. Now, so basically, we're a few years after the Black Monday, and a couple of characters have went to jail, a couple of characters have gotten out of jail, and one of the characters is actually on parole right now. So they're basically trying to finagle other financial situations to be able to get back on top within, because they're all traders. They all work within the financial world as traders, stock traders, stockbrokers, and they're working now. Also, one of the characters works within the political world now because they always have to tie the political world within that because these people allow certain money matters to happen. So. Don Cheadle. It's led by Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle is, the one of the architects of Black Monday, and he's a black character, which is interesting. How a black character is from one of the architects of Black Monday, but it's so fitting for Don Cheadle because coming off of that show, House of Lies. He's one of those guys who is constantly scheming. He plays the scheming characters very, very well. So if you haven't seen, Don Cheadle's work on House of Lies, you need to check it out as well. That's a great, great, great show. It's about 5 or 6 seasons for that. and it ended because I guess they didn't have much more to do with it to tell that story. But Black Monday, definitely a dope show. You need to check it out. Powerbook 2, which is basically the story dealing with what was his name, the son, Ghost's son. He's now the main focal character. So that character is now in college. He's also involved with Mary J. Blige is playing a queen pin, and she has children who are also involved in the drug game. And the show is very entertaining. It actually it does justice as far as the the Power world. Have you seen that yet?
I have not. I've heard so much about it, but I have not seen anything about the Power.
Okay.
I mean, so how is that connected?
It continues the story. It continues basically after Ghost dies from Power.
Okay.
We continue with Tariq. That's the character's name.
Tariq.
His son, who is now in the world, the drug world, and he's working with these nefarious characters such as Mary J. Blige and her sons and her daughter. And he's also this is a character who's from the original series named 2-Bit. He's got motivations from that guy because he owes that guy money because his father owed the guy money and before he died. So there's a lot of intermingling of the old characters like Tommy was on the show. His mother was also on the show. So,
right.
It's basically an extension of Power, and it's moving on in a different direction with a young Tariq who's basically a drug dealer in his own right. So, if you haven't seen Powerbook 2, check out Powerbook 2, and make sure you check out Powerbook 3, which is going to be on Stars this Sunday coming up.
So when you say Powerbook 1 and Powerbook 2, is Power over?
Yeah, Power is
over. Power 2 is a continuation.
Yes, Powerbook 2 and Powerbook 3, and then there's also going to be a Powerbook 4, and I believe a Powerbook 5. These are all going to be extension stories of characters that came from Power, but they're going to be doing their own thing. I believe Powerbook 4 is Force, and that's dealing with Tommy. And they've actually, I believe they've wrapped as far as their season. So, we're going to see Powerbook 3 with Raising Kanan, and then I believe Powerbook 4 will be coming right after that, and then we're going to get the second season of Powerbook 2. So, yeah, they're doing a lot.
50 is doing a lot.
Oh, my God. Are you crazy? This guy got 4 Life. Well, 4 Life was canceled, but I believe somebody's going to pick that up because that's a great show.
I heard it was a great show.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I watched the entire season. Great show.
So only one season or two?
One season.
One season.
Yeah, it's kind of like it was split because of the pandemic.
Right.
But it's one season.
I heard great reviews.
Yeah, really good show. And I feel like it has legs. It has one of those. It's one of those shows where they can go a lot of different directions with it because they started out with him, the character being in jail, and now he's out of jail and he's helping people who are in jail as a lawyer. So there's a lot to go, and it's based off a real true story.
Yeah, I heard it's a true story.
It's one of those things where if you bring in some different writers, and some interesting stories that you can come with some real stories like they do with Law and Order, or you can come with some stories that are fictional. But we gotta get some. I'm just flat out saying we gotta get some black writers in these rooms writing these stories for us. You know what I mean? Because I feel like
they need to switch it up.
Yeah, I feel like the reason why Full Life probably didn't translate as well is because it didn't feel as real as the real character. The real character, Isaiah Wright, feels like a real person, and he feels like somebody who was successful in spite of a lot of trauma. The story was kind of Hollywood. It was vanilla. It didn't come off. It was a really good show. I appreciated it, but I felt like they didn't go as hard as they could have. And the fact that it was on network television, on ABC, they definitely couldn't go as hard as they could have. Because even the fight scene with 50 and the lead character was whack. It was just like, it was corny. It wasn't no real brawl.
They would have had a better chance if it was on cable.
It should have been on cable. It should have been on Stars. It should have been on HBO. But, ABC has a bigger platform. They probably played more money. But what it did is they watered it down.
Yeah.
And I believe that if you get some people of color writing these shows who, can give you the real deal, can give you the vernacular, can just give you the feel. Because there's little subtleties about writing that I feel like if you're not immersed in it, if you're not one of those people who comes from that place, you don't understand little things and just things about it that make it so real and
certain nuances.
Yeah, if you feel it,
right?
Like you can feel certain things when it's not authentic. You know?
You can tell when it's fake.
Yeah. So that's what I felt like it kind of, they dropped the ball on it because it didn't have the feeling of the real show, that it should have been. It should have been a real deal. For Life, it should have been a lot harder, and it should have had, it just should have been tougher to me.
Yeah.
It didn't feel tough. It felt kind of vanilla and soft a little bit, But getting back to Power, because, 50, his shows, all his shows are dope, and I feel like the Power universe is going to go on for another 10 years. Like, it's going to be like
it's going to be a Law and Order.
Yeah, it's going to be Law and Order. It's going to be like the movie version of Fast and the Furious. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of Fast and the Furious, that was a little bit underwhelming as well. Like, I saw Fast and the Furious.
I didn't see it.
I saw all the Fast and the Furious and Fast 9.
It made a lot of money.
Writing was just forced for me.
But I guess you saw it in the theater?
I saw it in the theater.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to the theater and I saw it and I was just like, wow, this is not dope stunts, a lot of dope stuff. They had these magnets and all kinds of stuff. I'm not gonna give away much, but it just, it had the Dom brother. John Cena played Dom's brother, and it was just a lot of going back and forward and telling stories from the past and stuff like that, and it just felt forced. It didn't feel like, it didn't feel authentic. It didn't feel.
I mean, I don't know why they do these series. Is there another one in the mix?
Yeah, they're gonna do another one. I just say, it's great entertainment. You're gonna be entertained because it's Fast and the Furious. It is what it is. But I just I didn't feel it. I thought that the movie was just a money grab. I felt like that's what I felt like it was. I felt like they could have did a lot more with the script. They could have flushed it out a little bit more. I honestly would have. I could have sat in the theater another 15 to 20 minutes had they built up the story a little bit more and made the motivations of the characters a little bit stronger. It just didn't feel authentic to me. It felt forced.
How was Cardi B?
Oh, she had a nice scene in it. It was cool to see her in it. And there was also that MMA fighter, the UFC heavyweight champion. Actually, I can't recall his name right now, but he's African. I can't recall his name right now, but he was in it as well, and he had a good scene as well. So, it was cool to have those cameos. And the movie was really entertaining. Like, if you really think about the way those Fast and Furious things, they've done a lot of interesting stunts that you've never seen on film before. So I would say Fast and the Furious is entertaining enough to watch, but the story is very lacking.
I guess people go into for the movie experience and not for the story.
Yeah, when you go to these Fast and Furious movies, you're not expecting it to be, something for award season. You're not expecting it, but I still would like to believe in the characters. I would like to believe in the story, and that's where I felt like it was
come on, but
lacking.
most of those stunts are unbelievable anyway.
They are, but I would like to believe in the acting portion of it, and that's why I didn't believe in the motivation. I didn't. I was entertained by Tyrese, and I was also entertained by Ludacris. I can't say what happened, but they did something interesting, and they ended up in orbit. You know what I'm saying? So it was very, very cool to see them almost like in their own element as buddies in that space. But I don't know. If I had to give a rating to that movie, it would probably be like a 6. Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen any of them, so.
You never seen any of the Fast and Furious movies?
No.
Oh, man.
None of them.
Yo, man, I can tell you, man, Fast 6, Fast 7, Fast 8, all dope.
Yeah, but
Fast 2, Fast 1, the original Fast and Furious, 1, 2, Tokyo Drift, no. I would say this Fast 9 is and Fast 4 was okay. It was all right. And I would say 5 through 8 were all dope.
I kind of feel like you see one stunt, you see them all.
Nah, they've done a bunch of different stunts, and you've definitely not seen them all.
I mean, I kind of feel like you want. For me, stunts are like more of a James Bond movie.
They're beyond James Bond. James Bond is never doing any of these stunts.
I know, but
yeah,
I like that more action than that kind of movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Eve's Bayou had Journey Smollett, Samuel Jackson, Debbie Morgan, Lynn Whitfield, Diane Carroll, and what's the girl's the woman from Think Like a Man.
Think Like a Man.
Megan Good.
Right,
yeah,
Megan
Good.
Yeah,
that
Megan
is
Good.
a movie that we both feel was overlooked.
Yeah.
And if you go back to that film, it should have been nominated for a couple, Oscars. It was directed by Cassie Lemons.
Yes.
And it's just one of those movies that the Academy got it so wrong that year, because Eve's Bayou is a phenomenal film.
Yeah.
And I believe it was like
totally
the
underrated.
same year of the English Patient, or it was not the English Patient. Maybe it was
I think you're right. The English Patient sounds right.
Shakespeare in Love, maybe.
I think it's English Patient.
Because it was 97.
Yeah.
Good Will Hunting was that year. That was Good Will Hunting. And maybe Titanic.
Definitely Oscar's So White.
Yeah. But one of those movies that if you...
I think it was really embraced in our community. But
Yeah,
in the black
it was
community,
such a good movie, man. Samuel Jackson played the father, and Journey Smollett was so good in that.
Oh my gosh, she's really
Megan Good. And you know what? They were young. They were really, really young. Like, I think Megan Good was probably like 17, and Journey Smollett was like 12 or 13 or something like that. It was really, really, really well done film. And I feel like, back in 1997, people were not really open or ready for films like that.
True.
If
I
that
agree.
film were to come out now, it would definitely be around for award season.
I agree.
Absolutely nominated,
Definitely.
multiple nominations,
Totally.
and Cassie Lemons would be nominated for Best Director.
Did you see her last movie that she did on Harriet Tubman?
Yes, Harriet?
Harriet.
Yeah, I saw Harriet. Yes, I did.
What did you think of that movie?
I like Janelle Monáe's character. I felt like Cynthia Erivo did deserve to get nominated for an Oscar. She did a great job.
True.
I felt like the film ended abruptly. I felt like it didn't, like we saw the people that she was assembling, that she was saving from, different plantations. But I just feel like there was no conclusion. And I guess that's just okay because, Harriet went and, did what? She saved hundreds of slaves,
True.
And she kept doing a bunch of slave revolts and having people run from these different plantations from around the country. But I feel like we could have gotten more of a conclusion.
True, I agree.
But I did enjoy the film.
Yeah.
I had a good experience watching that. Even though it was just another slave film, and I'm tired of seeing those.
Oh
I can tell you
God,
that. I'm
totally
tired of
done
seeing
with
that.
the
I'm
slave
tired
movies.
of television telling us
Trauma.
it's just ridiculous. Too much. It's too much. And I heard Will Smith has something coming
And
out.
he's shooting now.
Yeah, and
in Maryland.
I want to see what he's gonna do. Playing the light skinned black man getting whatever. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm just tired of seeing these slave movies.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, but whatever.
Yeah, you should. Everyone should see Eve's Bayou. Totally.
Yeah. You have anything else you want to say about Eve's Bayou? Because I could say a whole lot about it, but I just feel like the best thing that people could do right now to honor that movie is to watch it and to comment on it. And that's something. That's one of those movies that was overlooked. And this is a segment of our show that we're gonna have in the future to go over films that we feel would definitely were overlooked by award season. Okay, and Eve's Bayou is the first to get that was overlooked.
Yeah,
it was.
It's kind of interesting. You start there with Eve's Bayou, and then you look now with Lovecraft Country.
Yes.
You see the range.
They're parallel. They're parallel if you think about it. Yeah. You see the growth in filmmaking, right? But you also see the growth in story and Hollywood, because Hollywood has changed so much that you would get 18 nominations for a science fiction historical piece like Lovecraft Country, and back in Eve's Bayou where that was kind of on not science fiction, but it was like witchcraft almost, and it was dark. And it was really well done, and it was just overlooked. They weren't ready for it.
That was classified more as of an independent film.
It was definitely an independent film.
Yeah.
And they did not give it its due. It did not get its due.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So check out Eve's Bayou and
leave a comment.
Yeah, leave a comment. Let us know. Like, share, and subscribe. This channel is Award Season Podcast, and I'm Halyte. This is Abraham Scott, and thank you for watching Award Season.